Oh man, so here's an interesting one. So the shareholders of Tesla were wanting to have a vote on whether they were going to allow Elon Musk to make political statements as their CEO. Now, this might sound like an infringement of free speech, and it is. It would have been if it was allowed to go ahead. But there is reason why they were wanting this. Obviously, as shareholders, as investors in the company, effectively, if the company performs badly and the stock prices decrease, that means that they lose money. Obviously, earlier this year, Elon Musk was very heavily involved in politics, both inside and outside of the current government of Donald Trump. All of this did not help the reputation of Tesla, and while obviously Tesla are separate to Elon Musk, they will always be associated with him because he is literally their CEO. That is always going to happen. What Musk says and does directly affects the business. Therefore, they wanted to stop Musk saying what he wants to say about politics. But the board of Tesla, the actual board members, and Elon Musk is on that board as well, interestingly, they have declined this vote. Let's have a look at this, guys. Like I said, a lot of stories, a lot of interesting stories coming out of Tesla right now. Of course, Elon Musk spent $1 billion of his own money to buy shares and wipe out Tesla's losses effectively this year so far. Let's have a look at the full story here on the channel as always. So the board of Tesla have managed to avoid what could have been a tricky investor vote on requiring political neutrality among its executives, including Elon Musk. And this comes after the Securities and Exchange Commission ruled the electric vehicle manufacturer could exclude a shareholder proposal on the matter from its 2025 annual materials, according to a copy of the SEC's letter obtained by Fortune. The proposal was submitted by Jay Butera, a staunch climate advocate and investor who has held shares in Tesla since the company's 2010 IPO. Butera's neutrality proposed, if approved by the shareholders, would have prevented Tesla leadership from making political statements, endorsements, or contributions in support or opposition to political parties or candidates. Butera, who is a retired entrepreneur who still holds millions of dollars worth of Tesla stock, is a die-hard renewable energy supporter and previously lobbied for the creation of the bipartisan Climate Solutions Caucus in the House of Representatives back in 2016. The proposal would have helped Tesla advance its mission of accelerating sustainability, which he views as vital to the world. He told Fortune that he doesn't want to see the company, quote, jeopardized by unnecessary forays into endless friction of human politics. The Tesla brand and its mission should stay above that fray. I hope Tesla's board at least takes notice of my proposals' intent and the investor interest in the concept. They can exclude my proposal from the ballot on technical grounds, but the issue still remains. Political perceptions are still harming Tesla's brand, reducing sales, and stressing government relations. I hope the board will find a way to improve that. End quote. Now, of course, like I said, there are a few issues with all this as well. There is the issue of freedom of speech. People, in my opinion, should be free to say what they want. I don't think that's a novel concept. And in the United States, that is, of course, protected with the Constitution. That is a fact. So limiting what he can actually say in his own private matters, I think that was never going to fly. But even if it was going to come into place, what is political discussion? Obviously, things in political spheres, that affects every part of life. If Elon Musk says something, I don't know, pro-immigration or anti-immigration, that does seem pretty political. That is a big political issue. Some people might say, no, that is a human issue. That is nothing to do with politics. That is a human rights issue. That is different. Is that politics? Is it not? It's a grey area, that's for sure. And then things like climate change. Is that a political issue? A lot of people might say no, but a lot of people might say yes. It is discussed in political spheres after all. Therefore, it is political and you can't talk about it. So, for example, with the EV tax credit that is going away at the end of September, if Musk came out and said, Trump, I don't like what you're doing. I don't think this is a good idea. I think this is a terrible idea for electric vehicles. Is that political? Is that something that Mr. Butera would like Elon Musk to say? Is that something that Butera would agree with? Probably is, given the fact that he is someone who is very much a climate activist. He would want that EV tax credit to stay in place. So stopping Musk from saying things and stopping the board members from saying things, the executives, I think it was never going to work. It's too much of a grey area. And to be honest, I don't think it should work. I don't think it should have been there as a discussion point in the first place. It was never going to happen. I don't disagree that Musk shouldn't say the things that he says about politics. I think mixing business and politics like that is a big issue. I think that was never going to work. At the very best, it was going to make his reputation unchanged. But as it was, it really harmed it, and it also harmed Tesla quite a bit as well. So I understand why they want to do something about it, but this isn't it, Chief. This is never going to work. I mean, those are my thoughts on it, guys. You've given your penny, you've given your time, I've given my thoughts. You know how it works here on the channel, guys. But yeah, it was never going to work, this one, in my opinion, and nor should it. But of course, there is still the issue about Musk being on the board of directors and the CEO. That seems like an overreach of power, really. The board should be there to potentially oust the CEO or oust any other executive if they are actually doing something harmful to the brand. But the fact that Musk is on there, they could never reach a unanimous vote against Musk. Why would he vote against himself? So in theory, he effectively has absolute power there, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. But anyway, thoughts in the comments below, guys. I want to hear you what you have to say on this as always. Like, share, comment, subscribe, guys. Have a fantastic day wherever in the world today. See you very soon.